Hello, hello, hello. Chantel here from M Squared. I am a certified herbal practitioner and the product educator here at M Squared. And today, in this video, we are going to talk about some super simple supplements that you can take to boost your immunity, cognition, and improve your mood. So this transition time into fall is when we naturally tend to change our routines. We start to eat differently, we dress differently, we rest more, and it's often a time of change in our lives, which can also mean a little more stress. So this is the perfect time to adopt some new habits that will have you thriving into the colder months. So let's start by talking about illness prevention, because that is our best defense against getting sick, and many of the prevention methods are supportive of your overall health. So not only will your immune system be stronger, but your energy and mood will be better too. So this is the ideal time of year to take some immunity boosting herbs. And another great reason to use these herbs right now before you get sick is that the healthier you are, the faster and better you will overcome illness if you do happen to catch something. So let's start with a basic lesson in herbal medicine. So there are two types of immune system herbs. So there are surface immune stimulating herbs and deep immune stimulating herbs. So surface immune stimulating herbs are ones that we use when we are actually sick. So they are much more potent, much more stimulating, and they are best used for shorter periods of time. So that's like your oil of oregano, your echinacea, things like that. The latter, the deep immune stimulating herbs, is what we're mostly going to be talking about today. And these are the ones that we use when we are building up our immune systems to prevent illness or to recover from illness. So some of the strongest deep immune stimulating herbs are in the family of medicinal mushrooms, or what we call now as functional mushrooms. So there are lots of these to choose from, and they're all a little bit different, but one thing that they all have in common is they are adaptogens. So that means that they are tonic herbs for all body systems, and they work to increase our body's resiliency to stress, whether that's physical or mental. So there is a great brand from right here where I am in BC called Optimi. They make a great simple lineup of functional mushrooms. So they offer 5 single species mushrooms. So basically one species per product. So they have reishi, lion's mane, chaga, cordyceps, and turkey tail, all separate. The best ones out of that lineup for building your immunity, for building up your resiliency to disease and to stress, is reishi and chaga. So that is the green bottle that I'm holding here, or the gray bottle. This is the chaga. So these two are the best for feeding your immune system and building up your immunity this time of year. And then turkey tail, which is the one in the red bottle, this is the other immunity mushroom, and this one is especially good for restoring immunity. So I like this one for recovering from illness or taking throughout illness. So this could be your surface immune stimulating mushroom, and then these two are your deep immune stimulating mushrooms. If you don't want to remember all of that, or you just want to keep it simple, Optimi has their Optimi formulation. This is a really popular product. This is a combination of all 5 of those mushrooms. So it is an excellent total body health tonic product. It's an excellent source of polysaccharides and nutrients to help keep your energy levels up, to boost your immunity, and help with cognition. So it's kind of a one-stop shop item. Really covers all your bases. And if you want an even better one-stop shop product from Optimi, they have their plant protein plus mushrooms. So this is an awesome formula. This is a vegan protein that contains 1,500 milligrams of their 5 mushroom formula per serving. So it's like 2 supplements in one. So you get your full dose of vegan protein. It's enough protein to replace a meal if that's what you want to do. Great breakfast. Plus it tastes really good. I personally like it just on its own mixed with cold water, but you could certainly throw in your favorite smoothie ingredients and make, a more classic smoothie with fruits and other supplements. If you love a good DIY project, I certainly do, especially this time of year. Suro has 2 really great options for this season. So they have their chaga mushrooms, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then the other one is using their iconic elderberry concentrate, which is full of vitamin C. So great thing to have this time of year. And that is their do-it-yourself organic elderberry gummies kit. So this one is super fun. It's great to do with kids, for kids, and for back to school. One kit creates up to 200 gummies. It comes with a recipe card. It's super simple, a gummy mold, and a bottle of the elderberry concentrate. So all you need to add to it is water, honey or a sweetener of your choice, and then gelatin, or you could use agar if you want a vegetarian source, and you could throw in a dash of lemon juice and cinnamon powder if you want. So as I mentioned, this box is enough to make 200 gummies. After that, if you want to make more, you just replace it with a fresh bottle of the elderberry concentrate to make more. So it's really fun, great thing to do, and who doesn't love gummies? They also offer chaga mushrooms in chunks or powder. So I really highly recommend the chunks. They are an amazing bang for your buck and a great DIY project at home. So you can decoct them at home by adding the mushrooms to a pot of boiling water. So you want a roiling boil. You don't want like a crazy boil. So once the water comes to a boil, you can turn it down and throw the mushrooms in and put a lid on it. So you want to let it simmer for 15 minutes. Don't take the lid off. Let it cool with the lid on and just strain it. You can put the mushrooms on a paper towel and let them dry out so they can be used again. So keep that liquid, it's called a decoction, in your fridge for a health drink. You can take a shot a day. It's a great dose for this time of year. You can typically get 2 strong decoctions from the mushrooms. The second one will be a lighter color and a little less potent, but it's still going to be a really effective deep immunity tea. After the second decoction, you can let the mushrooms dry out completely and then put them in a mason jar and fill it with vodka or any clear, cheap alcohol, just enough to cover the mushrooms, and let it sit there for 2 weeks. The alcohol will extract the remaining nutrients, and you've got yourself a homemade chaga tincture. So you get 3 good uses out of 1 bag of chaga mushrooms from Suro. So it's great. If that sounds like too much work, Suro makes a really great chaga tincture too. Their chaga is a 1-to-1 ratio, so that's 1 pound of chaga equals 1 pound of tincture, so it's nice and strong. In fact, it's probably the strongest one that you'll find at your local health food store. So really great chaga tincture. Medicinal mushrooms paired with vitamin C, a good vitamin D3, and a good omega-3 supplement is really all you need for an easy and effective fall prep protocol for deep immunity. So Land Art recently came out with a new value size vitamin C. This is a liquid vitamin C that gives you 1,000 milligrams of calcium ascorbate per tablespoon. So calcium ascorbate is the best form of vitamin C because it breaks down in the body a little more slowly, allowing for better uptake. Ascorbic acid, which is your most common form of vitamin C, breaks down really, really fast. So the absorption tends to be kind of mediocre. This is the superior form of vitamin C. For vitamin D, it's really important to know that vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you should always ensure you're using either drops or soft gels. Tablets are a total waste of your money, and they probably won't increase your body's vitamin D levels in any significant sort of way. So personally, I prefer drops because you just can't beat the value. This is the Land Art brand one here that I love. So your typical bottle, this is 13.5 milliliters, has, I think it's 490 servings in it. So 1 drop is a single serving. You can get it in extra strength, which is this one here in my hand, which gives you 2,500 IU per dose, which is a really nice amount to just take 1 a day. Their regular strength is 1,000 IU per day, and they have a baby one, which is 400 IU per day. So really great. You can get almost 2 years out of 1 bottle. It's awesome. If you are someone who feels lower energy in the darker months, or you get symptoms of seasonal affective disorder, a daily dose of a good vitamin D is the best, easiest, and cheapest thing that you could do for yourself. So highly, highly, highly recommend. Now, most omega-3 supplements, if they're made from fish, will contain vitamin D3 in them because it is fat soluble, so they pair really well together. Aqua Omega, which I always talk about from Ontario, they have a whole line of high potency omega-3 supplements, and all of the fish oil ones contain 1,000 IU of D3 per dose. So you can take that 1,000 IU into consideration when you're deciding on how much D3 to take. In previous videos, we've talked about Aqua Omega's fish oils, which are the most sustainable fish oil supplements with the highest potency of DHA, EPA, and overall omega-3 per serving. So it just can't be beat. So omega-3s, vitamin D, and medicinal mushrooms also work to improve your mood and your cognition. They are brain food as well as immune system fuel. And last month in our videos, we talked about nootropic formulas, which are supplements that are made to increase your brain function, memory, and improve your mood. So you can have a look at our video section for a deeper dive into that if you're interested. But for today's topic of creating healthy routines for the fall, we'll look at one supplement that you can easily add to your daily routine for lots of mental and physical benefits, and that is magnesium. So magnesium is a mineral that I personally think everybody should be taking. It is the fourth most abundant mineral in our bodies, and it's needed for hundreds, maybe thousands of bodily functions. And we tend to be chronically low or depleted in magnesium when we rely wholly on our diets to get enough. So magnesium is crucial for lots of actions in the body, including the pumping of your heart muscle, the ability for muscles to relax or to keep them from cramping. As well, it helps to promote sleep and deeper sleep. Low levels of magnesium have been linked to lots of different conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, mood disorders, and migraines. The most well-known action is its role in calcium absorption. So magnesium works to emulsify calcium so that it can be absorbed and digested by the body and deposited into the bones. That's why it's almost always included in any calcium supplement. So a little pro tip, you usually find calcium formulas to be a 2-to-1 ratio, so like 200 milligrams of calcium to 100 milligrams of magnesium. That 100 milligrams of magnesium gets totally used up by the calcium. So taking a CalMag formula is not actually going to increase your overall magnesium levels. The magnesium is only there for the calcium. So it's there as a cofactor to calcium. It gets used up. So even if you're taking a calcium magnesium supplement, odds are you could still use some additional magnesium for all of the other benefits that it offers. So there are so many forms of magnesiums available in supplement form. It's hard to know which one you should be taking. The most common one is citrate, the most popular one being bisglycinate. Citrate is cheaper, but it does have a laxative effect. Sometimes this is good for people who struggle with regularity, but for everyone else, the other forms are probably better. And this is the main reason why magnesium bisglycinate has become the most desired form. But there is more to consider. So different forms of magnesium have different capabilities. So in my opinion, the best approach is to take a magnesium that has multiple forms of magnesium to cover all of those bases. So that would be MagTech by Natural Stacks. It's just that it's a blend of 3 different forms of magnesium. So there is magnesium taurate, magnesium glycinate, and magnesium L-threonate. So taurate is the best form for managing blood sugar and for high blood pressure. So it's great for mood and relaxation. Both are closely tied to blood sugar and blood pressure. Magnesium L-threonate is considered the best form of magnesium for the brain. It can help manage certain brain disorders like depression and age-related cognitive decline. And then magnesium glycinate is considered the best form for inflammation and for improving your sleep. So that's the form that's also really good for anxiety, depression, and insomnia because it has a stronger relaxation effect than the other forms of magnesium. So you can see why a combination of all 3 of those forms would be better than taking one alone. I recommend taking this one in the evening because it will help to promote better sleep. So aside from taking supplements, there are other fall-friendly healthy habits to adopt that will help you feel great. One of my favorite seasonal changes is with food. So as the weather cools, we tend to want to cook more and eat at home more and eat kind of heartier, more like comfort food dishes. So eating in-season fruits and vegetables is really good for you, and it's good for the environment, and it's really easy to do this time of year. So odds are the foods that are in your local grocery store right now did not have to travel as far as usual to get there. And if you have the ability to buy from farmers markets, you can buy a lot of locally grown foods right now. There's a really good selection this time of year. So we're seeing beets and broccoli, cabbage, eggplant, kale, pumpkins, carrot, zucchini, squash, Potatoes, yams, and a lot of other root vegetables are like really in their prime right now. So making soups and broths and roasted veggies and root salads and sauteing dark leafy greens are all excellent choices for the season. And these nutrient-rich foods are really great for your digestive health and your immunity. Another great fall-friendly healthy habit is aromatherapy. So you can switch up your essential oils for the season, and fall is all about relaxation and immunity. So essential oils add another level of protection to you and your household. They're a great tool. You can diffuse your own blends or pre-made ones that can help prevent airborne illnesses and allergies. We tend to see more molds this time of year as the humidity level goes up, so it's a good time to be thinking about that kind of thing. I always talk about them, but I love Divine Essence essential oils. They can be recognized by their beautiful blue bottles. So these are from Quebec. They're certified organic, and best of all, they are NPN certified by Health Canada. So they are approved to put the therapeutic use right on the bottle. For individual herb essential oils for this time of year, I recommend keeping on hand peppermint, eucalyptus, ravensara, sage, and marjoram. Those are my favorites. There are several species of eucalyptus from Divine Essence, and they're all a little bit different. That's where that NPN certification really serves us, because they can put right on the front of the label which species is best for what specific ailment. So this time of year, I go for Eucalyptus radiata. It's a little more antiseptic than the other species of eucalyptus, so it's great for upper respiratory health. And I like to mix it with sage and peppermint oil to bring up that fresh, clean scent that I personally really love in the fall. Marjoram is a really good one in the fall too, because it's very herbaceous. It's really good for treating congestion. In fact, it's one of the best natural remedies for snoring because it's so effective at opening the airways. So if you are a snorer or know a snorer, you can put it in a diffuser and keep it right by the bed. You would diffuse it there at night for this use. Ravensara is a really kind of like unsung hero in essential oils. This is a camphorous essential oil. It's really good for disinfecting and decongesting. It's great as a diffusion or a steam inhalation. And I love this one for illness prevention and treating colds and flus. It can be made into a DIY chest rub. You just mix it into a carrier oil of your choice and apply a thin layer to the chest to really open up those airways and soothe sinus and chest congestion. So a good one to have in your herbal first aid kit. If you don't know where to start with mixing your own blends for the season, you can always pick up a pre-made blend. Divine Essence has lots of them. My favorite one for this time of year is called Prana. This is a blend for immunity and respiratory health specifically. It's got Eucalyptus radiata, Naoli, and rosemary. They're all like super valuable herbs when it comes to helping to fight or treat or prevent respiratory tract infections. And it's also got peppermint, fir balsam, Ravensara, and Pomarosa in it. So it has a really fresh, pleasant, kind of minty scent that helps to clear your lungs and ease your cold and flu symptoms and prevent infections. And it's also just very like uplifting and kind of makes you feel a little bit more awake. So it's a great one for this time of year where we start to see less light during the day. So you can add a few drops to your diffuser or put it in a bath by diluting it in another carrier oil like grapeseed or jojoba or something like that. And you can also use it for massage therapy when it's diluted into a carrier oil. That one's also great for sore muscles. So if you've overextended yourself in any kind of way, it's an excellent treatment for that. So I think we can leave it there for now. I hope the change of the seasons is wonderful for everybody. Stay tuned for our next video and feel free to take some time to check out the old ones too. Thanks for tuning in.